that he'll be out. And when he got hurt and they're taking him off on the cart, and I'm going, he was like fired up. I don't know if he's trying to fire up the crowd or he was excited that he didn't have to play for the Dolphins for a while. There were the element of shock, where sometimes it takes over if you've ever had an injury and the injury takes over your body and sometimes, gives you energy or shocks you. And that was just a weird reaction when he was being carted off.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
Weekdays 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. It's Jason Smith.
Oh, you're that bloke on the radio.
It's Mike Harmon.
Ta-da! I'm kind of a big deal.
And they talk sports.
The one person that this playoff is not fun for is my wife.
Amongst other things.
I had an incredibly long dream about Jerry Jones last night.
Really?
Did I mention they're best friends?
You're hateful, and I'm positive.
It's the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Bang.
Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Yeah! The most fearless voice in sports is on FS1. The one and only Colin Cowherd is bold, unique, and outspoken.
Wow.
You can see him on The Herd, weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
And here's what you need to know.
October baseball continues, and the Padres are trying to force a Game 3 in their wildcard series against the Cubs. And right now, San Diego is up 3-0. It is the bottom of the 9th inning. The Cubs just got a man on first base, but they are down to their final 2 outs. The Guardians managed to force a Game 3 against the Tigers after scoring 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, capped off by a 3-run shot from Bo Naylor as Cleveland won it 6-1. In the NFL, the 49ers have ruled out quarterback Brock Purdy and wide receivers Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall for Thursday Night Football against the Rams. Mac Jones will get the start. The Browns are benching quarterback Joe Flacco and starting rookie Dylan Gabriel for Sunday's game in London against the Vikings. And Buccaneers running back Bucky Irving is dealing with an ankle sprain and was seen in a walking boot, but the team has not ruled him out for Sunday's game. I'm Monty Bolaños.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Good Wednesday afternoon to you. How are you today? It's always a great day in South Dakota. Say it with me. Welcome in. The Nate Brown Show is back. We are live, Fox Sports Radio across the state. Glad you're here. South Dakota Sports Talk Show ready to go. We're streaming live on a few different places. If you can't catch us the entire time on the radio, that's number one. We love the radio side. It is a radio show. We're still alive, and it's free. So catch us on Fox Sports Radio. We're glad you do it on your drive home. If you want to take us with you on your phone, maybe you're out of radio reach, you can get us there on YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. So you can stream us live, watch the show live, The Nate Brown Show. That's our YouTube channel. Subscribe, and you've got every show and every archive show. And on X right now, if you're on the X app, follow us at Nate Brown Show. And you've been listening to the program, maybe you haven't checked it out on X, really easy to do. Welcome you in on the live stream on X. Follow us at Nate Brown Show. And one more place, Midwest Sports Plus, the new high school sports app launched in South Dakota. We are streaming live there. Wednesday's show looks really, really good. I mean, we try and come at you good every day. We try. We do our best, thought-provoking sports talk, guests from around the state and across the region, and some of the big guests from across the country. Today, we got you covered. We have you covered. We've got Matt Christensen in from Brandon Valley, so we're going to go local South Dakota there. Matt Christensen's the head coach at Brandon Valley. They're undefeated. It's the number 1 against number 2 showdown this week, Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Lincoln. So we'll get to Matt Christensen talking BV, and we're going to take your picks, by the way. You're going to pick who's going to win that thing, Lincoln or Brandon Valley. It's our question of the day coming up, so hang on. And then some big guests tonight. John Schemmel is on from Vermilion. It's D-Days, right? Dakota Days, yes. Vermilion Also announcing some big things through USD, some big master plans for the athletic facilities, mainly the Dome. There was a big announcement yesterday, so I have John Schemmel on tonight, USD Athletic Director. What's the next stage of the next 10 years for USD Athletics, and what does he have planned? John Schemmel is in tonight from Vermilion. We'll talk a little Yote football as well, his reaction, where things are at as they try and bounce back against Murray State. Hey, Brandon Stokley's on tonight. We got a listener text saying, hey, Stokley's one of your best guests. Yeah, two-time Super Bowl champ, 15-year wide receiver in the NFL. He's on a morning show in Denver every day. Brandon Stokley's on the Nate Brown Show tonight from Denver Sports. Straight ahead. And Mike Golic Jr. also popping by. Some A-list heavy hitters from South Dakota and beyond. We'll get to Mike Golic Jr. tonight, college football analyst for TNT Sports and host of Golic and Golic on FanDuel Sports Network. Packed show on the Nate Brown Show, and we'll go from South Dakota and beyond. We'll get you in as well. 605-720-1067 is our number. 605-720-1067. That is the Pizza Ranch studio hotline for you, powered by the Pizza Ranch. Our great partners across South Dakota. They're located in Brandon. Great restaurant there. East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and 2 locations in Rapid City. Our locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Call us on the Pizza Ranch studio hotline and Barron's Wilson text line open tonight. Text the show directly. Comes right into the app. 605-720-1067. Same number there. That is the Barron's Wilson listener text line. Okay, a lot to hit today. We'll get to a lot of stuff here. 5 questions from Chris tonight, our loyal listener Chris. He served them up. My Cubbies are going down as I speak, right? Are they going down? Yes, they did go down. My Cubbies win yesterday, and they go down today. No runs at Wrigley today. 3-0. The Padres finally tie up the series, so now it's down to the rubber match for it all in the wild card. So my Cubbies go down. There's your latest update there. I'll get to some baseball stuff coming up, but I do want to get to this admission. Sometimes you just have to take the L. And I'm ready to take the L on this today. I mean, I know you can say, hey, sports radio guys, they never take the L. They're hot take central. They'll say something one day, they'll change their mind the next day, and then they'll say something totally different the next week. I try to not do that here. Once I kind of hang my hat on something, I try and stay with it because I've put a little thought into it. Usually I try and look at the guy's character and how I want to support this player and some of the stuff that maybe people don't know about the guy and what he does. And I've followed this guy closely. So I've hung my hat on some players. And it's turned out I've been proud of that in a lot of aspects. Josh Allen, for example. So if you've listened to the show over the years, you know, going all the way back to when Josh Allen was going to get drafted, I thought my Broncos made the ultimate mistake. They had him right there for the picking at pick number 5, and the Broncos, John Elway, went with Bradley Chubb. It may turn out to be one of the worst picks you've ever seen for where Josh Allen has taken the Buffalo Bills. So I hung my hat on Josh Allen because I knew his character. I was pretty tied into Wyoming there, so I've talked to those guys over there, the administrators, the coaches, the teammates, and they said Josh Allen was the real deal. Intangibles, his athleticism, his work ethic, his character, his competitiveness. I mean, his intangibles were off the charts. So I hung my hat on Josh Allen, and it turns out I could be right about that for the first time ever. I also hung my hat on, wait for it, Tim Tebow. Yes, I was one of the Tim Tebow guys in Denver. See how this constant narrative, it's always my Broncos either making me happy or messing things up. The Broncos had the Tim Tebow fest going on. He won the playoff game against the Steelers. Everybody was happy. It was Tebow mania. And then John Elway pulled the rug out. And it turned out fine because Peyton Manning ended up doing okay from the last time I checked. But the Tebow mania was hot, man. It was rolling. And I always thought Tebow's character and work ethic, he was going to be a fine NFL player. That one fizzled out. Not his character, not his leadership, not who Tim Tebow is, but NFL QB fizzled out. The Broncos left him out to dry, and it never was the same. One more quarterback I've hung my hat on at least a little bit. And this is early in his career. But again, I thought this guy had really good competitiveness, really good toughness, got beat up all the time. The teammates liked him. He was lighthearted. He was a positive guy. So he had this stuff going on, and he was at a program that could not win, and he helped bring this program back to national relevance. And these are all true, I think, still. Competitive, tough, has some good qualities, leadership qualities for his team, can make plays, has brought a program back from nothing to actually a big brand, one of the better ones in college football. And I thought Shedeur Sanders was going to be worthy of an NFL spot, and I thought somebody should have taken him earlier. I thought Shedeur had the qualities to be an NFL player. I watched him a ton at Colorado. And some of you are going to say, oh, yeah, Shedeur this, Shedeur that. And really, a lot of you guys didn't watch him that much. I mean, I watched him a ton. I watched Colorado football a ton. And I thought, I know there's the glitz and glamour and the marketing and the this and the dollar signs and the whatever. I didn't love it. You need some humility. I didn't love that stuff. But I thought, that's not going to matter in the long run. He's a player. He can do this. So I've been out there on the limb with Shedeur Sanders. I'm a Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders supporter. And today I'm going to take the L on Shedeur Sanders. And if you haven't seen it, if you've missed this, I'll just lay out what happened today. The Browns have named Dylan Gabriel the starter, right, against the Vikings Sunday in London. So, you know, as Vikings fans, we're going to be able to watch this game and see Dylan Gabriel come out for the Cleveland Browns. Now, do I think Dylan Gabriel's better than Shedeur Sanders or a better winner, a better quarterback? I don't. And so I don't know how this is going to play out Sunday against the Vikings. You would hope, as a Vikings supporter, not too great. But Dylan Gabriel gets named the starter. And Shedeur Sanders, who's been the third-string guy, fifth-round pick, we know the story by now. All of the NFL coaches and scouts saying, be careful of this guy. I don't know, we don't want this guy. And he does something like this today. And people may say, well, this isn't a thing. It's just he's just joking around. It's all good. It's just Shedeur being goofy. I'm going to take the L on it. He was asked about Dylan Gabriel getting the start. He was asked pretty serious questions. What's your reaction to it? How about Joe Flacco? Has he been supportive? So he's asked by the media today some pretty serious questions. And what does Shedeur Sanders do today? He doesn't answer it with professionalism. He doesn't answer it with humility. He doesn't answer it as a supportive teammate. He pantomimes his answers to the press. I thought my phone was screwed up today. I'm sitting here preparing for the show thinking, hey, we got a lot to discuss, some USD renovations, some good stuff coming up. And here I thought my phone was screwed up on watching Shedeur. I want to see his reaction. Let's see if all the NFL teams were wrong about his attitude, about maybe the circus sideshow. Let's see if the NFL teams were wrong. And he's asked these questions about how he's going to handle it, the Dylan Gabriel getting the start this weekend, and what's the reaction. And he literally pantomimes the answers. I'm telling you this. So you can find it, guys, on your phones. You watch it. It's just a bizarre behavior thing. It is a weird thing. And it's one of those things that lacks maturity, professionalism. Like, you got to be an adult here. He still looks like a guy that's goofing around, that maybe has his dad as the coach and nobody cares because he can do whatever, because he's good enough to be a player. Well, this is the NFL now. This is the NFL. So I'm going to take the L on this. I admitted it. I said, I can admit this. I was a Shedeur Sanders guy, and I'm not going to just throw him out. I mean, I'm going to throw him out. But he's went down a notch because I looked at the reaction. Here's your chance. Your third string. You got to have professionalism. You got to have some humility. You got to answer questions and be a guy that the Browns can rely on, because you said you could be a starter. He said he could be a starter. He doesn't get his first opportunity, and he blows it like this by screwing around, not answering questions. pantomiming. He's answering the questions, but he's not speaking. And so this video's went viral today. You find it, you look, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. He's just set himself up now. He set himself up for all of the NFL teams that said this type of stuff. That's what he just solidified. He just solidified. Yeah, there's stuff behind the scenes. I just don't want that. And by the way, teams just don't want the circus from a 5th-round pick and a 3rd-string QB. They don't want this type of stuff. And here he is. He could have made inroads. He could have made advancements. He could have been ready to go. I'm not telling you the Browns are going to bench him the rest of the time. I am telling you, immaturity seems goofy, maybe petty, just bizarre, and it's not leadership qualities. So I overlook some of the dollar signs and it's Shedeur time and it's all the flash in the boombox showing up to Colorado games. I was there. I watched that. So I watched him walk right by at Colorado last year. I went to Colorado, Utah. I overlooked that. I said, it's just part of the deal, the brand. Everybody has a brand. I'm okay with it. He's flashy. It's okay. Wish he wasn't quite as cocky, but it's fine. And then he goes goofy. Hey, answer this question, answer that. Pantomimes, no answers, looking goofy, smiling, trying to answer, no words spoken. And now he's went viral, and everybody in the NFL is saying, see, this is what Shedeur Sanders is going to bring. It's not professional. He's a pro QB. He's not playing for his dad anymore. And this leads me into this next one. I think about Shedeur, and he had to get away with certain things with dad as coach. I mean, and I didn't want to believe that, he messed up this interview, and he messed up that, and he didn't want to do this, and he didn't want to do that. You look at some of the stuff where he thinks maybe he's better than he is when it comes to NFL status. Maybe he might think he's better than he actually is. I think he's a good player, but you got to put in the work. And I feel like he's used to getting stuff from dad. And that's not to say he hasn't been a good player, but he's used to getting stuff and handling things because dad's there. That's where I'm at. I think the dad coach throughout his career has impacted Shedeur Sanders' ability to be coached and pushed and questioned and all of that stuff by other people. I really believe that. People can say, no, when dad's the only coach, like Deion's been around him forever, and as good as Shedeur Sanders is, I'm not saying he got preferential treatment as like somebody else should have been playing instead of him, but it was he got preferential treatment to do goofy, just maybe not be how he should be. And he's finding out the NFL, dad's not there. You're working for a team. You're trying to do things and grind. You got to grind. And then he pantomimes his way to be what? He's saying, the media twists my words around. That's the narrative today. The media twists my words, so I'm not going to say anything. That's bogus. He said that's what the narrative is. The media twists his words around whatever he says so he can't win. And yes, Rex Ryan and some of the media have attacked him. They've had it out for him. I haven't. I've been a Shedeur Sanders apologist. I've been an apologist with all my buddies on my text chain. And here today, I'm even going, Shedeur, man, what are you doing? Coming right back with John Schemmel, we'll go USD. Coyotes have a big change coming next 10 years. Athletic master plan and big changes to the Dakota Dome. The AD for the Yotes, John Schemmel, live next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Fall is the best season, not just because football's back and my fantasy team's doing great, but it's getting cool enough for my favorite comfort food dinner, grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. The soup can be homemade or from a can. I don't care, but a grilled cheese has got to be sharp cheddar on either Country Heart's English muffin toasting bread or Dakota-style 12-grain. Baked right here in the Midwest, there's just no better bread than Country Heart. Heck, you can even skip the soup.
Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer from Denny Menholt Toyota. Use your phone. It's fast and easy. Pull up our website, click on Value Trade-In, scan your VIN, and tell us about your car. You are on your way to a no-hassle, no-commitment cash offer on your vehicle in under 5 minutes. Bring your vehicle and your Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer to Denny Menholt Toyota and get cash or trade-in credit today. See you soon at Denny Menholt Toyota, Rapid City.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Slight chance of rain showers this afternoon. Otherwise, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Highs level off around 80. Northerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies. Tonight, lows level off around 55. Ample sunshine expected. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 87. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 76.
City driving might feel routine, but it's tough on your car. All those quick starts, hard stops, endless red lights, and long idle times. They wear things down fast. Brakes, fluids, engine components, they all take a beating. That's where Al's D&I Repair in Rapid City comes in. We handle the maintenance that keeps your vehicle ready for whatever the city throws at it. Al's D&I, fixing it right since 77. Check in at Al's D&I on Sturgis Road and online at alsdniautorepair.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
Attention football fans, the BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort has it all. Watch your team on massive high-definition screens while enjoying live betting. Keep some skin in the game even when the odds don't go your way. Enter Jack's Second Chance Mulligan Drawing by dropping your losing ticket for a shot at up to $200 in Cadillac cash every week. Satisfy your craving with mouth-watering Mexican cuisine from Guadalajara's or choose from 4 other food vendors, all while sipping on your favorite drinks. The BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. How will your game play out?
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. Just getting going tonight. Packed lineup. Good stuff on the guest lineup tonight. Brandon Stokley's going to join us from Denver, 2-time Super Bowl champ wide receiver for the Colts, Broncos, and Ravens. Brandon Stokley talking Broncos and more. Mike Golic Jr.'s on tonight, college football analyst, TNT Sports. We'll go high school. Brandon Valley's playing Sioux Falls Lincoln. Undefeated Brandon Valley head coach Matt Christensen. He'll talk high school football in the AAA Showdown coming up. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Let's go to Vermilion. John Schemmel joining us tonight. Appreciate his time. Homecoming. D-Days. Coyote football ready to go. And then a big announcement yesterday of a master plan for the athletic department. USD Athletic Directors, John Schemmel, is on tonight. John, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nate. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. So give me a read on homecoming week here. Some festivities. Are we having a good time?
Yeah, it's D-Days is always a great week, and lots of things will start going here. Obviously, things have been going all week, but really start to pick up tomorrow and through the weekend. And excited to honor Coach Nielsen. He's going to be the marshal of the parade this year, and we'll recognize him at halftime. And so excited to have him back, and always excited to be back in the Dome and kind of get back on track and get going with the football season.
Okay, so I want to ask you about the football week last week. What were the discussions like after a tough loss? That's not USD football at North Dakota State. What have you, I guess, the reaction over the last few days?
Yeah, I think, even just immediately, the ownership from the players, the talks started before the coaches even got back in there. And you just said it, that's just not us. It's not USD football. It's not who we are. The players have a ton of pride in what they do, and certainly from a competitive standpoint, but also they love USD and the pride they have in this place. And so I'm still incredibly confident in what we're doing and where we're going. And we know we still have work to do overall from building this program up. But everything's still in front of this team. And, at the end of the day, regardless of the score, you either come out of a Saturday 1-0 and 0-1, and it means nothing more than that and nothing less. And we got a great opportunity to come turn it around and get back on track here this week.
In all honesty, John, I look at the football program, a ton of transfers went out, then some injuries happened. These are people say, well, those are excuses. But is this a tough football season so far? You still got a lot ahead of you. We're talking, well, we want to be FCS playoffs and that whole thing. There's still a lot of conference games ahead of you. But dealing with the transfer portal, the injuries, has that had an impact?
Yeah, I think it'd be crazy not to say it hasn't, right? I think you go back just to the spring portal and then the injury bug. Really even starting in spring ball last year. We've just been on the wrong side of luck a couple too many times. But I still think wholeheartedly this team is, and as I said before, it has everything in front of it. I believe it has the ability and the leadership to do it. And we just got to get back to basics, right? Guys trying to do too much, kind of missing assignments, doing those types of things. And, it takes 11 guys doing their jobs at the same time. And you don't need guys to do more than they're asked to do out there. And so I'm excited to see him get to go out and execute. But yeah, me as a non-coach, I can be a little more pragmatic and practical about it. Travis and that staff will never use any excuses. But we've certainly had bad breaks as far as that stuff goes this year. But we still got 7 games and everything in front of us and a hell of a football team to do it.
John Schemmel on tonight, USD Athletic Director here on the Nate Brown Show across South Dakota on Fox Sports Radio. One more on the football side. So I'd look at it and say, if they change this transfer window, if they change this, there used to be a couple, and you just talk about getting hit in the spring by the spring portal. Looks like it might go to one transfer portal, longer, but one in January. What do you say about that?
Yeah, so needed, Nate. You think even last year, even if we just had the one, the difference in what that looks like in our spring, and I'm a big proponent of not only the one, but I'm very much in agreement with it being in January. A lot of the Autonomy 4 schools want it to be in the spring. The issue that causes is they all come hunting to us, and so all of a sudden in April or May, they're plucking all our rosters after spring ball, and they get injuries and all that stuff. And then it puts us, like we were in the position last year, where you have very little time to evaluate and trying to go out so late. So I just think, having the portal in the spring, you're talking about having to be building your roster up through July, because it just continues to go on down the pecking order in Division I, then even on down in Division II. You'd be scrambling to have a roster in place by August at some schools, and I think that's too much. So I'm very much in agreement with the timing of it being in the winter. Ultimately, though, I think everyone is in agreement that it needs to be one, not two. So that's a very, very good thing we're all looking forward to.
Okay, so let's you got homecoming going on, but let's get into this announcement you made yesterday from the athletic department, a master plan being released. This is like a 10-year plan, but hopefully you can get it done even quicker than that. But it's kind of, here's the strategic master plan for athletic facilities. And 3 major things: the indoor track and field facility, which you're going to get off the ground. We talked about that. Yep. Then huge improvements to the dome. So the Dakota Dome's the main part of this. Talk about why the dome needs what it needs.
Yeah, well, the Dome's 50 years old now, or coming up to 50, I guess I should say. I think might have to check my exact math there. But the east side of the Dakota Dome, a lot of the east side, the original side, is still original HVAC, plumbing, piping, everything, and the locker rooms are still really outdated. And I think what a lot of people don't understand, just 10 years ago, all 430 of our student-athletes and our entire administrative and coaching staff was all on the east side of that dome. Well, we still have about 300 student-athletes crammed on the east side, on the bottom floor there. And so having the field house gets 80 to 100 track student-athletes out, and then it creates space down there to redo everyone's locker room. We have a tremendous weight room facility, but we only have one. So taking the old pool and making that a football-dedicated weight room, really it focuses on all 430 student-athletes that we have. And, coming out of this, we kind of look at it as we have everything that we need once we get through this, and now it's just truly about maintaining and enhancing them over the years as opposed to any drastic and significant improvements. We kind of have our plan and our facilities, and they're all Division I caliber.
How important is it, John, to the athletes when you got high school kids coming to the campus, you have transfers looking at the campus? How important is it, our facilities still? That used to be the arms race. It was facilities. You got to get these up to speed. Then it went to, well, now we got to have some money and a little NIL stuff. Where's facilities at when kids come there?
Yeah, I think facilities, listen, for us, we're doing this alongside NIL, right? There's no or here. We're not picking and choosing. We're doing it all. And so you have to be competitive in the NIL space for sure. But when you come and you bring a prospective student-athlete and their family to campus, they still want to see everything, and the impact that your facilities make, good or bad, can really start or end a conversation very, very quickly. And so still an incredibly critical part to what we do, but not only for the recruiting and the scenery of it, but the efficiency, the things that we're required to provide to student-athletes. It's no longer just, hey, we're going to practice, have you lift, and then go home and get a PB&J. We got to have nutrition stations. We've got to have great care facilities for these student-athletes. And again, not just to recruit them, but on some level, some of the requirements with the NCAA. So we're excited to have it done and excited, what we've done with the arena and on the west side of the dome are great. And excited to have that caliber of facility across the board, and that's what this will do for us. What's the goal number, the big piece of the pie here for the dome improvements? The dome all in is right just in the $30 million neighborhood. So it's actually not quite as bad as people think. Again, really not much. We have a couple things we want to still do on the west side, but that's pretty minimal. And on the east side, it's, we're being very creative and efficient with how we do things. And even though we're gutting the East Concourse, the design of it is incredibly efficient. And it flips the bathrooms and puts those under the bleachers. And then it takes the concessions and other things all the way out to the exterior wall of the dome. So it'll just feel much bigger and more open. But it'll be a lot of grab-and-go concourse-type setups, really efficient spends there, and really spending the bulk of the money in the areas that are student-athlete experience focused and fan experience focused, and then certainly adding more premium areas, which, if I had 10 more suites to sell right now, I'd sell them, and we'd sell out of those before the weekend. So we have a line out the door for suites. So adding more of those premium opportunities not only will provide a better experience, but help drive some increased revenue for us in the future as well.
I did see this south end zone club area. I saw the renderings of that. I thought that looked cool. That's like field level. It's almost like a sports bar overlooking the field. Is that what it was like?
Yeah, it's basically, we have a dome club that's up, and, I was here on the fundraising side of things when we did that. The dome club's a great space, but it missed the mark on some fan experience things. And so really just kind of building another level of that underneath, but really making it focus on a great game day experience, but also then doubling as a training table area where our student athletes can eat and hang out during the week. But yeah, we've seen a lot of end zone clubs come up recently. HDR, the architect company that we chose to use, they've done a lot of work in old cement stadiums, Wisconsin, Syracuse, and others, and that's kind of why we chose them, just because they're used to dealing with some stadiums like this. So very, very excited about what it'll be, but also equally as excited in the efficiency of the costs that we're projecting with it.
John Schemmel joining us tonight, USD Athletic Director on the Nate Brown Show, talking USD master plan for the athletic facilities. This is a big project. You're going to get after this thing. I think about it and say, okay, fans want better experiences. Student athletes need better experiences, the whole thing. What do you say to people that say, well, we should have just done a new stadium? Is that even feasible?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would tell people all the time, if it was reasonable to think we could tear down the dome and build another stadium, we would consider it. But the realities of that is you're looking at probably then a $75 to $100 million type project. Not to mention then you have to find a home for another 300 or so student athletes, right? Because they live in there permanently. So you think about even our friends to the north, and you think about that football stadium. Well, we would have to incorporate adding in another 300 student athletes to live in there. So it's easier said than done. But yeah, from a cost standpoint, it just doesn't make sense. And the dome is the dome, but and it has a roof. But everything about it can be great. We're never going to make it look like it's the prettiest thing in the world, maybe from the outside, but we'll do some things to shine it up a little bit. And, a lot of times, certainly for state high school football playoffs, I think most people are pretty happy there's a roof there. And when we get into November, December, I think most fans are pretty happy there's a roof. But also for us, Nate, it's an indoor, the goal is to have that be a turf-down facility year-round. So now it's covered turf year-round, which is an incredibly valuable asset for our student-athletes, but also for the community of Vermilion, certainly just from an economic standpoint in high school and youth sports. So there's a lot more good than bad that come with the dome, and I think once we get this done, I think people will be very proud of it inside and out again.
I'll tell you, it's a big deal. USD master plan just announced for athletics and big Dakota Dome improvements on the docket. You can check it out. They've got it on their site, some renderings that looks really good, and John Schemmel going to get to work on it with the team at USD. Also a softball complex in here and that new indoor track and field facility, a part of it. John Schemmel on. D-Day's coming up. USD taking on Murray State. John, good to have you. Thanks for the time today.
You bet. Thanks, Nate. As always, go Yotes.
Appreciate your time. John Schemmel on South Dakota Sports Talk Show, the AD for the Yotes. That's a big one. That's a big chunk there to bite off. Dakota Dome renovations. I mean, weight room, premium seating, coaches' offices, nutrition stations, locker rooms. I mean, the whole thing. The new South End Zone Club area, field level. I looked at that. You can watch the game and looks like be indoors. You could see through the windows. So that's interesting stuff. USD getting set for a huge renovation. He said the dome cost of this about $30 million. About $30 million just for the dome renovations. USD football needing to bounce back, no doubt. They serve it up. Murray State coming in just in time. Coming right back, Brandon Stokley's on next. We go to the NFL. Former wide receiver, 15 years in the league, two-time Super Bowl champ. Brandon Stokley on the Broncos, Eagles, and more straight ahead.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
The days are getting shorter, and the air is getting crisper, and the sales are getting bigger. It's the fall sales event at Splash City. Enjoy relaxing in the comfort of your very own jacuzzi or Sundance hot tub. Save up to $5,000 on manufacturer rebates, plus get 0% financing for 5 years. But it gets better. Get 15% off on all water care products and hot tub covers. Don't wait. The fall sales event is happening now through October 6th at Splash City in Sioux Falls, Rapid City, and Sioux City. It's time to make a splash. You've earned it.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. atomicwings.com.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we are committed to improving the lives of our members and bettering our communities. As your community credit union, we're here to get to know you and your unique needs. From extended service hours to the newest technology, we have you covered. Stop by any location to get started or text or call 605-718-1818. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by the NCUA.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
Kickoff just got bigger. Murphy's Pub and Grill is back with NFL Sunday Ticket. That means every game, every team, every Sunday. Right here at your favorite bar. Cheer loud, eat big, and score with Murphy's game day specials on food and drinks. The atmosphere, electric. The staff, legendary. The screens, everywhere. This season, don't just watch football. Experience it. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, baby. Murphy's Pub and Grill, your new football headquarters. Visit murphyspubandgrill.com.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
All right, good stuff tonight. We're packed on South Dakota's Sports Talk Show across the state, where it's always a great day in South Dakota. We're live on Fox Sports Radio. Remember, you can stream us on X at Nate Brown Show. Follow the show. Watch us live every afternoon on X at Nate Brown Show. You've got us there. Talk college football coming up with Mike Golic Jr. He's in tonight from FanDuel Sports Network. His show's Golic and Golic. Mike Golic Jr. is on tap. Let's go NFL. Let's go Broncos. 2-time Super Bowl champ. Long-time NFL wide receiver. He's now on in the mornings in Denver. Stokley and Evans. Mark Schlereth on there as well. DenverSports.com. 104.3 The Fan. It's Brandon Stokley on the Nate Brown Show. Brandon, welcome back. How are you?
Doing great, Nate. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate your time. I got a listener text last time. It said, "Hey, Stokley's one of your best guests. You have to keep getting him." So I'm like, okay. I'm gonna do my best. I appreciate you hopping in. Let me ask.
I didn't know my wife listened to your show.
There you go. We all have our fans. By the way, I want to ask you about this. You may not have seen it. You guys are on in the morning. It happened later today, but it's out of Colorado and it's Shedeur Sanders. So I've been a Shedeur Sanders supporter. I've been a Deion Sanders supporter. You know, my buddies say you're clueless. They don't have humility. They're too arrogant. They're this, they're that. I see more stuff there that I like that I don't like. But today, Shedeur was asked about He's not the first stringer. Dylan Gabriel gets the job this weekend. What about Joe Flacco? Has he been supportive? And Shedeur pantomimes to the media. He doesn't speak.
Yeah.
He says stuff, but he pantomimes. I've never seen anything like it. What do you say?
Yeah, that was very odd. I saw it, and I kept on turning my ringer, my higher, just because I thought the volume was messed up. I was like, why can't I hear it? It took me like 4 or 5 times to finally understand what was going on. I thought that was very odd. You're the third-string quarterback. You're a fifth-round pick. You've had success in college, but this is a whole nother level. You're bringing unnecessary attention to yourself and to the whole situation, which isn't good. That's not what an organization wants. That's not what a coach wants, especially from the third-string quarterback. You already have enough because of your last name, Sanders, and now when you do something like that, you're just bringing more attention to the situation and not good for the football team. And so, obviously he's got a big following, but that's a hard thing. It's hard to put up with that if you're an organization and that guy's not the starter and he's the backup or the third stringer. We saw that with a guy like Tim Tebow and other guys that have that type of brand and that type of name. When you're not the starter and then you're acting like that, it's just hard for organizations to continue to put up with that kind of negative publicity.
So I look at it and said, I was the same way with you. I turned it up. What is going on? I mean, it was just bizarre. So I look at it and say, I think it just pushes the narrative that a lot of people have said. And I tried pushing back against, no, I think he's a competitor. I think he's tough. I think he can be a good quarterback and a leader. But then I look at this type of stuff, and they just don't want the sideshow. And that feels like what NFL teams said during the draft.
Right, yeah, exactly. I do think he'll get a chance, though, if he does the right things eventually. I mean, if something happens to Dylan Gabriel, or he doesn't, or he gets hurt, or he doesn't play well, then, it seemed like Shedeur would be the next up. I don't think they're going to go back to Flacco at this point. It doesn't seem like they're going to be in contention, so Flacco wouldn't seem like he would be the next guy up if Gabriel doesn't get it done. It seemed like Shedeur would be, but he's got to do all the other things. So I think eventually he'll get an opportunity. I think we will see him at some point this season.
Okay. Do you think that's unprofessional, Brandon? That just doing what he did today, or is it just he's just messing around? He's just joking. It's not a big deal.
I think it is unnecessary, and you're bringing more attention to this situation that's not positive. If you just answer the question like a professional, then it would just go away. But when you do something like this, now you're going to get more questions. Do they not get along? Do this? What's going on over there? And just unnecessary stuff. Especially when you got another guy going into his first ever start. You just benched your starting quarterback. You got a lot going on there, and this is the last thing you need as an organization.
Yeah, I get it. I didn't get it, but I saw it. Shedeur Sanders pantomime today answering questions about not being the number one guy. Brandon Stokley's on tonight. Listen to him in the mornings, denversports.com. I stream it really good. So let's go to the Broncos now. People are wondering, you guys are discussing it. Are the Broncos back and good? I think the Broncos are good. I don't think they're great, but I think they're good. Or are the Bengals that bad? What did you see Monday?
Yeah, well, I think the Bengals definitely stink. Without Burrow, they can't run the ball, and so they're built to throw the ball, and now they're struggling to throw the ball with their backup quarterback, and defensively they're horrendous. They're just awful. So it's hard to kind of judge yourself when you play a team like that, especially at home. And the Broncos did what they're supposed to do against a bad football team. So they beat them up pretty bad. I need to see the Broncos do that against a good team, though. If you're going to be talked about as a consistent, continual playoff team, you got to start beating some good teams on your schedule. You got to start closing out those close games in weeks 2 and 3 that they weren't able to close close out. So I need to see them. They got Philly this week. That's going to be a tough one, obviously, on the road against Philly on a short week for the Broncos. But I want to see a competitive game, and I want to see them, eventually get over the hump here and beat a good football team.
Broncos 3.5-point underdogs right now at Philly for Sunday. What do you think of this defense? They look like they can be highlight reel, and then sometimes I go, well, maybe not. They give us some ground rushing yards to Indianapolis. What do you think of this defense 2025?
At home, they're tough with that crowd noise. They get off the ball fast, and there's really no weaknesses there. They got depth of the secondary positions. They haven't had Dre Greenlaw yet, one of their big free agent pickups, but their front, is as good as anyone in the NFL. So they have from the front end to the back end, they got guys that can do a little bit of everything. But they got to prove it on the road. And we didn't see it in weeks 2 and 3 when they were on the road. So they got to show that they can go out there on the road and be dominant, like we've seen their 2 home games. They had too many mistakes. First 3 weeks, blown coverages, blown assignments, leaving guys wide open. That was much better on Monday night. So hopefully that continues. Just clean up the little things. But yeah, I think they should be. My expectations going into the season haven't changed much. They should be a great defense by the end of the season.
How about the AFC West? How do you see the AFC West right now with the Chargers, Broncos, and Chiefs?
Well, the Chargers started 3-0 and they won all 3 division games, and so they put everyone in catch-up mode. Now the Chargers just had some injuries. You look at their offensive line; they lost their left tackle in training camp. Their right tackle moved over, their first-round pick from a couple years ago, Alt, and he got hurt, so he's going to be out a while. So they're losing some of those linemen. The offensive lineman, and it's hard to function when you don't have people to protect Herbert. He got hit way too much against the Giants. I think it was around 14 times or something, way too many times. So, if you're a Chargers fan, you got to be a little bit nervous right now. And now all of a sudden the Chiefs are getting healthy. They're getting their offensive weapons back, and now they look like the team. So I think it's going to be a good race. Right now, I'm not. I would say if I'm giving an edge to one team, I'm giving an edge to the Chiefs because they've been there and done that. And this is a long race. Until I see someone knock them out, then I'll believe it.
But you think the Broncos stay in this race?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They got a pretty good schedule coming up here after this Eagles game. I think Jets, Giants, and so they got some winnable games after that one. I mean, if they could steal this one, this would be huge. But even if they don't, I saw an offense that looked, like it was starting to pick up and figure some things out, and hopefully they'll continue to stay consistent there offensively. The running game finally showed itself, so that was nice to see. But hopefully keep building off of what we saw against Cincy.
Brandon Stokley on tonight from Denver. His show in the morning, Stokley and Evans, denversports.com, 104.3 The Fan. Last one, Sean Payton. I have my issue with him. He came out yesterday and said, I stood up in favor of the tush push. He loves the Eagles to run the tush push, and Brandon Stokley stands in favor of what?
I'm done with it. I don't know. I was fine with it. I was glad they kept it this year. And then I see all their offensive linemen jumping off sides. It's not getting called.
Yeah, yes.
I'm just kind of done with the play. I don't even know. I don't care that much. But gosh, it's bothering me now, and I hate looking at it. I love the play that they ran a week or so ago when they faked it and handed it to Saquon going around the edge. That was kind of cool. I really don't care one way or the other too much, Nate. But I'm just now it's to the point to where I'm tired of seeing the dang thing.
And by the way, we're going to see it Sunday, and you're going to be even more tired of it. I mean, you're going to see it.
Hey, it's legal. You got to stop it. That's it. You got to stop it.
From an offensive player, I know that. All right, Brandon Stokley on tonight. denversports.com is the show in the morning. Does a great job. Stokley, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, Nate. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Appreciate the time. Brandon Stokley, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 15-year wide receiver in the NFL. denversports.com, morning show in Denver with Mike Evans. He's done with it. Brandon Stokley's done with the tush push. He's done with it. Sean Payton, He stood up in favor of it. He actually stood up in favor of it. You'll be in favor of it here Sunday, big boy. Coming right back on the Nate Brown Show. I got to go to something in Major League Baseball that I'm really noticing, and they're still doing it in the postseason. And I got to ask you guys, if this is really what works. They're doing it in the postseason. They did it last night in the Yankees-Red Sox game. Is this what works, really? The smart guys have taken over, right? We'll discuss next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Save big money on your next painting project at Menards. Revolutionize your space with Pittsburgh's Revolution Interior Paint and Primer in one. It offers game-changing stain and scuff resistance in just one coat, making it perfect for any room of your home. Save big money on Revolution Interior Paint and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Looking for a big new game to play? Well, there's no game bigger than the new dino-sized Jurassic Park scratch ticket from the South Dakota Lottery, which gives you a chance to win up to $50,000 instantly. And if that weren't enough, you can enter for a chance to win an exciting trip to beautiful Hawaii, where you could win up to $1 million. So get down to your local lottery retailer today and welcome to Jurassic Park. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly.
In the studio today, I have Weston and Denise Chapman, owners of Black Hills Tire. What kind of diesel services does Black Hills Tire specialize in?
Black Hills Tire is really going to focus on a lot of new diesel services. We're doing factory maintenance and service. We're doing fuel system diagnostics and repair. We're going to do engine repair, even all the way into engine overhauls and engine removals and installation, whether it's driveline components and repair, transmission service, transmission and clutch replacements, brakes. We're doing everything. Check us out at blackhillstire.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows dip down to about 55 tonight under mainly clear skies. Westerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 87 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Lows dip down to about 60 tomorrow night. Mainly sunny Friday with a high of 91. 71 thunderstorms likely Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 75 degrees.
Attention sports parents and ballers of all ages, Rapid City has a new sports facility that you have to check out. E3 Sports Complex on East North Street, featuring 4 full courts for basketball and volleyball. E3 Sports Complex is here to serve the community and wants all athletes of any age to come and experience expert training, coaching, and the opportunity to unlock your athletic potential. Memberships are available now. Come to play at E3 Sports Complex. Learn more at e3sports.org.
Imagine this, a bank that is committed to you, that understands your needs, your values, and your growth. No more settling for the status quo. Pioneer Bank and Trust offers tailored solutions, innovative services, and a team of experts dedicated to your success. You deserve more attention and more support from your bank. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hey golfers, have you experienced Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club? Golf Digest ranked Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club the #1 public course in South Dakota. Off Exit 17 in Spearfish, Elkhorn Ridge offers a golfing experience second to none. Play their 18-hole championship layout with your buddies. Stop into Miller Creek Pub for some drinks, or bring the family out for lunch and try out the new putting green right below Miller Creek Pub. Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club has it all. Book your next tee time at elkhornridgeresort.com.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show live, Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Good guest lineup tonight. John Schemmel joined us from Vermilion tonight, USD Athletic Director. He opened the show. Big renovations and improvements coming to the Dakota Dome, part of the athletic master plan over the next 10 years. They hope they get it done within the next 5 to 6. But we talked to John Schemmel about Yote football and more. John Schemmel on tonight, USD AD. Brandon Stokley moments ago, two-time Super Bowl champion wide receiver of the NFL. Stokley's on in Denver these days on 104.3 The Fan. Brandon Stokley talking Broncos and NFL. Hang tight. We'll go high school with Matt Christensen this next hour. Brandon Valley's taking on Sioux Falls Lincoln. It's the AAA showdown in South Dakota. Number 1 against number 2. Who are you picking, by the way? Question of the day. Who are you picking? High school football fans across South Dakota, I want your pick tonight. Sioux Falls Lincoln undefeated, Brandon Valley undefeated. We'll talk to their head coach, Matt Christensen of the Lynx. Who are you picking? 605-720-1067. Answer on the question of the day on the Barons-Wilson text line. You taking Lincoln or Brandon Valley? A poll on the Nate Brown Show tonight for the AAA undefeated showdown. Hang tight for Mike Golic Jr. He's on the way as well tonight. Mike Golic Jr. joining us live from TNT Sports. 605-720-1067 on the Barons-Wilson text line. Your pick of Lincoln or Brandon Valley. We're going to see which way the audience is going to go. Let's pull this one up on Twitter and see which way they're going right now. Who are you taking in the AAA showdown? Number 1, Lincoln. Number 2, Brandon Valley in the South Dakota Power 5 poll. 63% of the audience voting for Lincoln tonight so far. 63% picking Lincoln to win Friday. 37% picking Brandon Valley. Let me ask you guys this, then we'll get into the next hour. So I'm watching the postseason, Major League Baseball. My Cubbies are in it. I'm engaged. My Cubbies go down today. So now it's 1-1 with the Padres. Here's what I noticed the last 2 games I've watched. So Yankees-Red Sox last night. Yankees are up 1-0, just hanging on by the skin of their teeth. The Yankees, they're getting a great starting outing from Max Fried. Max Fried's been the guy for the Yankees. They're up 1-0, and they take Max Fried out. What was he, 6 2/3 in, 6 1/3 in? And they take him out because this is what the smart guys say, the analytics say. If you keep going through the lineup, if you let a guy on, if you let a base runner on, now we got to get a righty against a righty. We got to make the changes. And then what happened last night? Did you guys watch this? So the Yankees, Aaron Boone takes out Max Fried. They were up 1-0, and they lost because the bullpen blows it. So that happened last night. And I could just spin that narrative and say, see, it's just wrong. It is absolutely wrong. You got to have your gut. You got to have managers make the call, not the nerd boy analytics guys say, hey, you got to get him out. This is, hey, we're up 1-0. What do you mean? He's really dealing. We're up 1-0. He's fine. No, you got to get him out. And they did, and the Yankees lose last night. But then you go to my game today, the Cubs and Padres, and it was even worse. The Padres were up 1-0 today, and they took their starting pitcher out in the 4th inning. He was pitching a shutout. He had 5 Ks, pitching a shutout, Dylan Cease, and they took him out because he let one guy on base. He let one guy on base in the bottom of the 4th, and they took him out. They were leading 1-0. I mean, this just baffles me today as I watch baseball. I'm going, nobody in their right mind does that. Nobody does that. This is, we're up 1-0. He's pitching well. I mean, he had 5 Ks. The Cubs couldn't hit at all. They get one guy on, and they take Dylan Cease out. 4th inning, up 1-0. Now, it turned out for the Padres today, so I will tell you, bullpen comes in, they get everybody out, they just shut the door the rest of the game, Cubs go scoreless, and then the analytics nerds are battling. See, this is this is how you do baseball. So I ask you this, how do you do baseball? I really don't know exactly how you do baseball because I like the days of Jack Morris going complete game. Would you have taken Jack Morris out? I mean, the guys today would have taken him out. What would have happened with the Twins? So Jack Morris goes the distance. The Twins win the whole thing. Now you're never going to see that. So the Yankees are battling for their lives today. I think they're tied 2-2 now, but they're battling for their lives. If the Yankees lose today, they're out. And they had the starting pitcher rolling, 6th inning, 1-0, no runs to give it up. They take him out. And then the Padres do the same thing today. Now, the analytics guys got revenge today because they said, see, it was just time to take him out. 4th inning, no runs, 5 Ks. He only let one guy on base. Oh, we got to get him out. You can't tell me that Dylan Cease, the starting pitcher for the Padres, maybe he could have went a couple more innings, just a couple. So baseball is it's just wild to me. The local level, you still got the managers and the gut check and some of that. They manage the game. But I wonder how deep the analytics go, and I'd love to do the deep dive on this. The analytics people would tell you, we're right, the numbers play it out, and these are the trends, and this is how you're going to have the most success by following the computer. Well, the Yankees did that last night. How'd that work out? So I still think the human level, determining what's happening in the game, what's the situation, how does Max Fried look? He looked good. And then they take him out, and the Red Sox come back and win. Just wild. Padres end up taking their guy out early, and they still won today. It's a bizarre scene in baseball. Listener text coming in on Brandon Valley or Sioux Falls, Lincoln. It's our question of the day. AAA Showdown, they're both undefeated. These are two high-level teams, and I think these two teams, are quite a bit better than most. I know Washington put a scare into Lincoln last week, a big scare. But I think this is the showdown to watch. Who are you picking? Question of the day. Getting some votes for Brandon Valley on the text line. The Brandon Valley fans coming to play East River. That might not be far off. I'm asking you for the picks. Brown's Best tomorrow. That means every Thursday on the program we do Brown's Best, our high school football picks. This will be our game of the week, Brandon Valley, Sioux Falls, Lincoln. Who's your pick tonight? Battle of Unbeaten's Friday. Sioux Falls, Lincoln, or Brandon Valley? 605-720-1067. Hey, let's go with 5 questions from Chris. Our loyal listener, Chris, serves them up. I'll do my best next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Our locally owned Ace stores are committed to helping our neighbors and our communities. And because we're in the neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know how to help. See acehardware.com for details.
Could there be a better name? Auto Value Parts Stores. They aren't just about air fresheners or fuzzy dice. Auto Value Parts Stores are all about parts, auto parts, and advice. Pros who know auto parts with tons of tips when you need them the most. You want real value? Don't go to a place with a cute name. Go to Auto Value. Could there be a better name? I didn't think so. Your Auto Value Parts Store. We've got the parts, we've got the smarts.
At Highmark Credit Union, we believe banking should feel personal. That's why when you walk into our lobbies, you'll be greeted by real tellers and friendly staff, ready to help with your questions, big or small. And yes, we've got the latest technology too, for when you want quick and convenient service. The best part? You get to choose. Highmark Credit Union. Personal service backed by modern technology. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and all of us at Renewal urge you to get your home tested for radon now. When Renewal's owner offered to pay for radon testing and mitigation if radon was found in our homes, several Renewal by Anderson team members found dangerously high levels of radon in their homes. This colorless, odorless gas is a killer. After smoking, radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer. The EPA estimates that radon causes 21,000 lung cancer deaths each year. Radon may also be linked to breast and other cancers, Parkinson's, dementia. Testing for radon is simple. Home tests cost under $20. Professional testing may be a couple of $100, and if you have radon, it's easy to get rid of with a relatively inexpensive system that blows that radon out of a vent. From all of us at your local Renewal by Anderson, please invest in your family's safety today. Get a radon test today. There could be an invisible killer in your home right now.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Welcome back in second hour. Let's get rolling on a Wednesday. The Nate Brown Show live across South Dakota. South Dakota Sports Talk Show from high school to college to the pros. Thought-provoking sports talk. Thanks for making this show possible. We appreciate you and our sponsors across the state. Great guest lineup tonight. If you missed the first hour, I know some of you catch the second hour on your drive, however it is. You can't catch all 2 hours. We don't repeat stuff and play guests back and record them and just put it on repeat. We try and go new content each segment out, so we know you're going to miss stuff. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. It is available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, really wherever you get your podcast. Just search the Nate Brown Show, and then you've got this show, every guest. Brandon Stokley, really good tonight from Denver, two-time Super Bowl champ wide receiver, was on tonight. John Schemmel joined us from USD. He's the athletic director for the Yotes. They just announced a big master plan for their athletic facilities at USD. The facilities arm race continues. It was hot and heavy there for a while. You had to get the best of the facilities and more. Then it went NIL. Now it's everything. And I talked to John Schemmel about the new renovations, some big plans being made for the Dakota Dome and more at USD. John Schemmel was on. Second hour looks like this. Mike Golic Jr. is coming up live. College football analyst for TNT Sports. Mike Golic Jr., one of the best coming up. And high school football showdown Friday. Matt Christensen's the head coach at Brandon Valley. They're undefeated. They're going to take on undefeated Sioux Falls Lincoln. Brandon Valley head coach Matt Christensen will join us live tonight. So we got you covered. Hey, if you want in tonight, 605-720-1067, 605-720-1067. Be a part of the program like on the Barons-Wilson text line. That's the number. Direct text coming in. Listener text, starting pitchers have to hate this analytics crap. dealing and feeling it and getting pulled, and then I can't say what he said after that, but it is passionate. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People would say the analytics win out all the time. I mean, that's what everybody's saying is if you don't follow analytics, I love this world today. If you don't follow analytics, you're just a dumb meathead. You just don't get it. And I still feel there's some nuance. There is a space for the human element in sports, for the managers in baseball, for example, to know the situation, for the football coaches to know, hey, I've got to play here, I'm going to go for it here, I'm not going to go for it. The analytics just tell you, go for it all the time. Go for it all the time. So you tell me this one. You guys explain this one to me. I was watching this college football game last week on Saturday. Why do the analytics say when you're down by 2 scores, if you score a touchdown, you have to go for 2 that time? Don't wait and go for 2 to win it on the last play, on the last touchdown. Go for 2 on the previous touchdown. Why do the analytics say that? You guys tell me you have a better chance of getting it on the previous touchdown? I mean, it's happening now all the time. Hey, if you're down by 2 touchdowns, if you get a touchdown, go for 2, but don't wait to do it on the second touchdown to win the game. I mean, I don't get it. We got to go for 2. And then they don't get it, and you're in trouble. So, I mean, just tell me that one. No, I still don't get that one. So, you can call me a meathead. It's fine. It's not the first time. Analytics, fine. Yeah, basketball, shoot threes. Football, go for it. Baseball, take your starter out when he's 5 innings in and he's got a shutout. Good luck. Good luck. Let's see here. It is a Wednesday, so we've got this.
It's time for 5 questions from Chris on the Nate Brown Show.
Chris is our loyal listener to the Nate Brown Show for many years, and he sends me 5 questions. You know how this works. 5 questions from Chris. Question number 1. 2025 regular season in baseball concluded. 162 games is long. It's always surprising that for some divisions and wildcard spots, it comes down to 1 win or loss. Do you think the last few weeks of the Major League Baseball season in September should be solely matchups between divisional teams? I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, Chris. So, like Cubs taking on the Reds. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that last few weeks. I don't know how feasible it is. I mean, they play each other 90 times anyway, so why not save a couple of series for the last couple of weeks in September? I'd be fine with it because then a little more juice there. You got some rivalries, Cubs, Cardinals, whatever it is, Yankees, Red Sox. A little more juice if you put that at the end of the season. So you want divisional games to wrap up the season in Major League Baseball? I'm with you on that. I'll go with that. Question number 2. Nate, often the teams that make it to the championship round of any professional sport are the ones that get on a hot streak the last few weeks of the season. Last year it was the Dodgers and Yankees. So who do you think is going to make the World Series this year? Well, Chris, you're putting me in a tough spot. My Cubbies are in this thing for the first time since in 5 years. I don't think they'll make it. I've just been watching these guys. They're close. They're not the team. So, got some good young guys. Pitching's not quite there. So, my Cubbies are out. Who's going to make the World Series? Give me the Dodgers and the Mariners. The Dodgers and the Mariners. Book it. You heard it here first. Question number 3. In early August, there was a report out of the NBA that the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard are getting investigated that they may have circumvented the salary cap. Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, allegedly made a side deal to pay Kawhi Leonard more through a sponsorship, a no-show endorsement. Do you think the NBA will penalize Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, when their investigation concludes? I've been looking at this a lot. I've been following it the last few weeks, Chris. I have no idea on this. Mark Cuban has come out, former Mavericks owner. Mark Cuban's come out hard on this, saying that Steve Ballmer is totally innocent. So Mark Cuban's put it out there a ton, and I kind of trust Mark on some stuff. I mean, he's been in the game a long time. Maybe it's owners looking out for owners. I don't know. Maybe they're friends. I'm not sure. But Mark Cuban said this is bogus. So I don't know how it's going to go. Steve Ballmer and the Clippers, did they pay extra money to Kawhi Leonard outside of the NBA and a fake endorsement essentially to give Kawhi more money? I don't know how that's going to go. It wouldn't surprise me. Let's just say that. It wouldn't surprise me. Question number 4. This past weekend, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicker Chase McLaughlin kicked a record 65-yard field goal. Is it becoming too easy to make field goals? Should the NFL make the dimensions of the uprights narrower? No, I'm not going to do that. I mean, we're still getting misses. I know these guys can kick it far and they can kick it straight, but we're still getting misses. Chris, do you want to pick on the kickers even more? I mean, these guys are having a heck of a time. When they miss, we just kill them. And now we want to make it narrower? No. We're not going to make it narrower. Well done on the 65-yarder. It's fine. Keep the field goal uprights the same. It's fine. It's kind of like, should we move the mound back in Major League Baseball? Like, some of these guys are throwing gas. This Padres pitcher today, this reliever was throwing like 103. I think he hit 103. I mean, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But just keep where it's at. Keep where it's at. Question number 5. NHL hockey season starts next week. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of a long season, my goodness. The Minnesota Wild just signed a record-breaking contract with one of their players. $136 million deal. Does this show that the NHL and teams are on solid footing in terms of revenue and media exposure and support? Well, I'll just say this about the NHL. They need to get better ratings. They need to get more exposure. There's no doubt. The NHL is low on the totem pole when it comes to the major sports as far as exposure, branding, and fans. But they got a niche following, and I mean they are passionate. You ever talk to hockey fans, man? They are some of the best fans you'll ever find. Best fans. So my answer is yes, the NHL's on solid footing. I mean, the NHL is absolutely fine. The hockey teams are absolutely fine. I don't even have to look at their books. I can tell you, their fans are passionate. NHL markets, most of them, I would think, are doing pretty well. Hockey fans do not bail. They do not bail. So NHL needs a better national exposure. It's kind of like Major League Baseball. So do they. And baseball's doing just fine. Just fine. 5 questions from Chris. That's it. In the books. Mike Golic Jr. is our next guest as we get going. TNT Sports college football analyst Mike Golic Jr. on the way.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings, 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. Atomicwings.com.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
It's time to hit the court at the Wautiki Fall Hoop Fest, November 7th through the 9th at the Box Elder Event Center. 3 days of non-stop basketball action as teams battle it out for bragging rights and glory. Divisions for boys and girls, grades 5th through 10th. Bring your game, bring your team, and bring the energy. And when the game's over, celebrate with special Courtyard by Marriott room rates that include Wautiki Water Park passes for even more fun. Don't sit on the sidelines. Register your team today at thebox.live.
Football is on, and your place for all the action is at the BetMGM Sportsbook in Tin Lizzie Gaming Resort.
And he's got a touchdown!
Don't miss a second of your favorite matchups with wall-to-wall television arrays and personalized audio technology.
Touchdown, Denver!
Now offering live betting so you can keep your luck rolling while the game is still going. Grab a lounge chair or pull up to a table and order off a full menu of food and drinks from Patty O'Neill's. BetMGM at Tin Lizzie is the #1 sportsbook in Deadwood, where it's always game on.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows dip down to about 55 tonight under mainly clear skies. Westerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 87 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Lows dip down to about 60 tomorrow night. Mainly sunny Friday with a high of 91. 71 thunderstorms likely Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 75 degrees.
Life changes fast. Starting a business, getting married, buying a house, growing your family. Have Have you taken steps to protect your family's financial future? Don't let life insurance be the thing that slides. It can help your family during difficult times. Lee Cruz with New York Life Insurance Company can help you get started. He's local and will help you find the right policy to fit your needs and budget. You can Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. That's Lee Cruz New York Life. Protect your family.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Jensen at Physio. We want to be your trusted partner for physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab. As the official strength and conditioning partners for Stevens, Central, Douglas, and the Rapid City Rush, our team at Physio is building the best athletes in the Black Hills. If you have an athlete in the family, we offer long-term athlete development at affordable prices for middle and high school students. We also have the only board-certified sports PT in Rapid City. At our brand new facility, Physio is ready to help you perform at your best. One-on-one physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab, all at one place. Get started at bhphysio.com.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show, The Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in South Dakota Sports Talk Show. This hour driven by Summit Automotive Group. When it comes to pre-owned selection in South Dakota, start at summitautogrp.com. Local and experienced car buying built around you, from the right treatment to the right financing. The selection, start there, summitautogrp.com. The Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Radio. Mike Golic Jr. is joining us tonight. I always appreciate it. Watch his show, Golic and Golic, FanDuel Sports Network. He's also a college football analyst, TNT Sports. He's on X. A good follow at Mike Golic Jr. And I saw him. So I had my annual checkup today. I had my annual doctor checkup today. Things went pretty well. So fortunately, if you like this show, you're you're good to go for a little while longer. Things went pretty well. But what would my doctor say, Mike Golic Jr., if I told him I was eating freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches for lunch like you? What's the deal?
That's the exact kind of meal, Nate, that you have after you've also done your yearly doctor's appointment, which I did before the start of football season strategically, because I spend all summer trying to get my body in the best shape humanly possible, knowing full well that I'm going to be on the road putting any number of, different food items from all across the country in these college football towns down my gullet that's probably not going to make my doctor happy, and that includes the freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches. So that was a very calculated decision by me. So okay. I encourage you to indulge in the same. You're in the safe zone now.
Okay, I understand, yeah. How was it, by the way? I have not had one of those.
Better than expected. It basically tasted like a bigger, like if you just took an Oreo and made it like, 3 or 4X size-wise and distribution-wise. Pretty good crunch, pretty tasty overall. I was surprised.
All right. Mike Golic Jr., his food testing continues at Mike Golic Jr. on X. I have to ask you a funny question. Maybe it's a serious one. I'm not sure. Shedeur Sanders pantomimed today when he was asked about Dylan Gabriel getting the starting job. He was asked about Joe Flacco. I mean, the media asked him serious questions today, and Shedeur pantomimed. I didn't like it, and I've been a Shedeur Sanders supporter. It looked goofy, bizarre. Maybe it's funny. You're always lighthearted. What do you say?
Well, I mean, remember, Nate, unless you co-sign and support everything that Shedeur does, you're a hater and you're wrong. That's how this all works, apparently, according to the people that back him. But no, it is weird because, I've backed a lot of what I have seen and heard from Shedeur in the draft process up through now. I generally think a lot of this has been the product of the people around him or the people that support him and the way the conversation's framed, much less so than the young man himself. But it's just one of those spots, I don't understand it. Maybe it's an inside joke that I'm missing out between him and some of the local Cleveland reporters there, but it just seems like for a player that's had so much media attention, really going back the last few years, and deservedly so, given his level of play, the last name, now getting the opportunity here in the NFL, this just felt unnecessary given everything already going on with the Cleveland Browns right now. And I don't know, I always look at this from the position of, hey, I was a guy that was on the back end of the roster. I was a career backup before getting to start my last couple years of college. At times, this is the kind of stuff where you don't want to give people any reason to not want to look your way when the opportunity comes, or think that you're not taking it seriously. And so it's all a part of being young, and that can, this is all probably overanalyzing one small situation, but I just didn't really understand why it was necessary.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I've been a supporter. I thought it was immature. I don't know. It was weird today. Let me go to the college football slate. So Penn State loses again. Is this a real thing that James Franklin cannot win big games, because the stats would say that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, as someone who the team I root for and call my alma mater in Notre Dame until this last year had that same sort of moniker. And when it's something that is so consistent no matter who's on the team, the players come and go, but in this case, when you've got it, for Brian Kelly beforehand at Notre Dame, where that was kind of the label put on him and us during that time, and, that went back multiple coaching regimes, or now for James Franklin, who's been at Penn State for long enough to where we have a pretty big sample size for this, it's hard to avoid. Now, I have a tough time explaining exactly, hey, what part of his coaching style consistently produces this, because it hasn't been the same story every time around. But there's no question right now, whether it's a mental block, which is a very real thing and a possibility, or just the fact that the competition they consistently face is some of the best in the sport. Either way, yeah, it's hard to ignore.
Mike Golic Jr. joining us. Follow him at Mike Golic Jr. Watch the show Golic and Golic on FanDuel if you haven't checked it out. Good stuff every afternoon. So how much of an uphill climb does Kalen DeBoer have? He's a South Dakota guy, so I'm biased. I'm a fan. He's won at Fresno and Washington. I mean, he's won everywhere. But he has an uphill climb because when he loses, he just gets destroyed. He goes into Georgia and wins, and hardly anybody says much. I feel like it's an uphill climb at Alabama for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, probably a victim of a busy weekend, right? The Week 5 college football slate last weekend had so much good and interesting, and I do feel like in their window there was a lot of conversation and praise about what we saw from that team. Now, it quickly also, and this is, I think, kind of how we operate as a sports-watching culture and a culture in general, right? Goes to the losing side where we say, well, what's wrong with Kirby Smart, and why can't he beat Alabama no matter who the coach is? So I think, for Alabama, they don't need the rest of that conversation. They just need to continue to rise back up in the polls. Sitting there at the AP number 10 right now, knowing that none of the polls matter until the CFP comes out, they're in good position heading into the bulk of conference play to potentially erase the sting of that Florida State loss. We know the axiom in sports has always, in college football, been lose early and then perform your best down the stretch, and especially in the SEC, where we know after last year, the way they've adjusted the strength of schedule metrics, it's going to soften the blow for you a little bit. So Alabama, if they just continue to focus on themselves and perform the way they did this past weekend against the opponents coming up on their schedule, they're going to be in good shape.
So Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss beat LSU. Lane Kiffin said today, all these dynasties, like, he's probably referencing Alabama, Georgia. He said dynasties in the SEC are over. The conference is big. There's too many good teams. He says the dynasties are over. Would you say that?
I mean, certainly the last few years have kind of been a testament to that across the sport. There haven't been a lot of great teams. Ohio State ended up clicking and becoming a great team during the postseason, but during the regular season, they lost the Big Ten to Oregon like everybody else. They lost to Michigan again. It's an era where, and whether it's the combination of the portal, name, image, and likeness money spreading out some of the talent, the retirement of someone like Nick Saban, just the general sands of time and how cyclical this sport can be. We've had a couple of year run right now where I don't think there has been one great team, and so there is an opportunity going forward. We'll see. I mean, this sport tends to always find a way to create dynasties no matter the era, but we're certainly in a transition period right now.
There was just an announcement that private capital might invest $2 billion into the Big Ten. Big Ten could partner with private capital, $2 billion investment. What's the first thing you think of with that?
Bad. To quote, I believe it's Bomani Jones that said, when has private equity getting involved in a situation made things better for the people and like consuming the product? And in this case, with something as unwieldy and stupid as college football and college athletics in general, introducing a group of people whose entire basis is ruthless efficiency doesn't seem like it's going to cater to the product that we all know and love. I could be proven wrong, and it certainly seems like this train is leaving the station whether I like it or not. But, again, it all kind of makes me laugh because we sit here and talk about all the ways that the players and their movement and their payment have ruined the sport for some people. Like, this is the kind of stuff that's going to ruin the sport for people if it goes the way a lot of the people think it could.
Is the Big Ten not making enough money? I mean, why would they need capital?
That's kind of what we've learned. And I understand, there is a very real factor for a lot of schools right now where they now have a line item on their sheet in player expenses that is massive and wasn't there before. And so for some schools, there is an issue with revenue, and they're looking for every way to go and offset that. But I also think the other force at play in this, and it was true when USC and UCLA left the Pac-12 to go to the Big Ten, and it was true when Texas and Oklahoma went to the SEC, is for a lot of these people, even those that have the most money, a lot is never enough. And that's the guiding principle of, life in general right now, but certainly of college athletics for the decision makers.
All right, last one. Mike Golic Jr. on tonight. Is Indiana the real deal? Their next one up is Oregon. Is Indiana the real deal?
Yeah, they are. And, they could lose to Oregon this weekend, and that'd still be the case. I just think when you watch them, the underlying ways that Kurt Cignetti's built that program are sustainable. They're an O-line and D-line program. Fernando Mendoza is going to get a ton of credit, and rightly so. He's playing great football. He's got an NFL arm and has tons of people excited about what he could potentially do on Sundays. But you watched the way that they beat an Illinois program that brought back a ton of experience on both lines of scrimmage. They beat them physically up front, down in and down out, in a way that was startling, I guess, if you didn't pay attention to last year, because while it felt like a plucky story last year and they ultimately lost to Notre Dame in pretty big fashion in South Bend, that was still a team that was built better along the lines of scrimmage than I think they got credit for last season, and they've continued to improve there.
My producer is a Boise State fan, so he has to know what this game's going to turn out like with your Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yeah, listen, Notre Dame's defense has played a little bit better in the last couple of games, albeit against a Purdue team that is bottom half of the Big Ten team right now, and an Arkansas team that was teetering on the edge of what ultimately ended up happening and their coach getting fired. So I take some of that improvement with a grain of salt, but they've kept a lot of people in games, and Maddox Madsen's a good quarterback. They can sling it around there and have a really good offense that's been one of the best in college football so far. My worry is, and I think I was looking it up, their defense is somewhere in the 120 range in EPA per play defending the rush, and that's not where I want my weakness facing a Notre Dame team that after Miami figured out, hey, Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price are really good running backs, and Boise State, I think, could appreciate having a transcendent running back on their roster. Notre Dame's got that this year, and Jeremiah Love is that legitimate first-round NFL talent at running back. And I think that deficiency against this team that's really found its identity on offense, it could be trouble. I think Notre Dame should be able to take care of this, especially because after losing to Marshall 2 years ago and Northern Illinois last year, Notre Dame is not going to let, especially a high-achieving Group of Six program like Boise State, come into South Bend and them not be ready for it anymore. They understand they can get beat if they let their guard down on any weekend, and when that team from the Smurf turf comes to town, nobody should be letting their guard down ever based on what they've done.
You heard it here first. Mike Golic Jr. in tonight. Follow him at Mike Golic Jr. If you're not, watch the show Golic and Golic. Mike, always appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Nate.
Appreciate it. Mike Golic Jr. on South Dakota Sports Talk Show saying Matt Kearney's Boise State Broncos are in trouble against Notre Dame. We got a Notre Dame helmet here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's back there. Play like a champion. Play like a champion. Good luck to Matt's Boise State Broncos. Gonna be a tough one in South Bend. Gonna be a tough one. Why didn't we take a road trip? Should have taken today off. Should have done that. Missed it. We have a showdown in South Dakota high school football. Number 1 against number 2. Is this a legit undefeated showdown? Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Lincoln. We'll talk to the Lynx head coach, Matt Christensen, next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
The days are getting shorter, and the air is getting crisper, and the sales are getting bigger. It's the fall sales event at Splash City. Enjoy relaxing in the comfort of your very own jacuzzi or Sundance hot tub. Save up to $5,000 on manufacturer rebates, plus get 0% financing for 5 years. But it gets better. Get 15% off on all water care products and hot tub covers. Don't wait. The fall sales event is happening now through October 6th at Splash City in Sioux Falls, Rapid City, and Sioux City. It's time to make a splash. You've earned it.
From smoke and carbon monoxide detectors to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Did you know that your detectors need to be replaced every 5 to 10 years? Kidde detectors feature enhanced sensing technology that reduces false alarms and fast alerts for more time to get out safely. Visit us in-store or on Menards.com and shop our great selection of Kidde safety products.
Save big money at Menards.
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at dakotadiscountrv.com.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
If you want the peace of mind that your next pre-owned vehicle is the best it can be, you want Honda True. And you only find it at Danny Manholt Rushmore Honda. Our Honda certified pre-owned vehicles are thoroughly inspected and backed by 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, up to 2 complimentary oil changes, 24/7 roadside assistance, inspection report, and 3-day exchange. You simply can't buy the wrong vehicle. Search our inventory at honda-true.com or see us at Denny Manholt Rushmore Honda.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome in, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Glad you're here on a Wednesday. How are you? South Dakota Sports Talk Show live, Fox Sports Radio. The Nate Brown Show also streaming on Midwest Sports Plus. So if you have the new high school sports app, Midwest Sports Plus, you've got us there every afternoon. We're on X, at Nate Brown Show. Stream us on X if you have that account. You've got the app, X. Find us at Nate Brown Show. And then one more place, YouTube. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. So you got us radio, digital, on your phone. Take us with you. Oh, we talked South Dakota high school football. It's a showdown this week, man. Number 1 against number 2. We love this. AAA. Everybody's been waiting for this matchup. Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Lincoln. They're both undefeated. Head coach for the Lynx, Matt Christensen, back on the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Coach, good to get you back. How are you?
I'm terrific, thanks. Real good practice today, and
Having a good, relaxing evening. Looking forward to another good practice tomorrow.
Okay, I like it. So I'll ask you, you're midway through this thing. How do you feel about your guys and the season you've had?
Enjoying it. The senior class is an impressive one with a lot of guys who really care about the squad and care about each other. And, we're performing, getting jobs done, trying to get better, trying to maximize. You can't play perfect, but you sure better try to, and you'll catch excellence, and that's us. And, I mean, we're using fundamentals and being coachable and just getting along in general. I had a team meal last night. There's a lot, smiles for everybody, and ice cream all around afterward, just a blast. So we got some good kids to celebrate for sure.
I like that. You came out, played Rapid City Central. It was over pretty quick. How did you approach the game like that? Central has some guys this year, and I think they've grown that program. I really do. But that was a mismatch. How did you approach it with your players? Because they came out swinging.
Yeah, it's fun to see Rapid City Central. They are growing and are building from Brandon Colpitts to Mike McCulley, and I'm proud of those guys and happy for them. I really do wish all programs the best. We overwhelmed them playing so fast and so hard, and our kids don't really need a lot of reminders that they can get beat. It was good that Rapid City Central challenged O'Gorman, who beat Jefferson. So, these are things that matter to kids, and our guys take pride in how they play and how well they want to, tackle and block and execute and just get jobs done. And we had a lot of guys do those things despite a long bus trip. And now we played good Lynx football, took care of the ball, had a great takeaway margin, and just was relentless all over the field. And I was really proud of the way our guys got it done.
Yeah, you played well. You really did. I was seeing that. Jumped on them early, 20-0, and didn't look back. Brandon Valley getting set for Sioux Falls Lincoln. We're talking to the head coach of the Lynx, Matt Christensen, on the Nate Brown Show. The Lynx are undefeated. So I said people have been waiting for this game. You know it, Coach. You follow things. People have said Lincoln and Brandon Valley might be the two best teams. So when you have this opportunity, what's this week feel like?
It feels good. It feels like a fun challenge, and I'm proud of our guys for facing that. They're locked in. We don't look past opponents, but we try to prepare with logic, and have things, a good mindset with things, and our guys have done it. And yeah, our guys are locked in. They're ready to play and ready to face a challenge, and we know it's going to be one. They've got speed and they've got size and experience, and we're just planning to use our toughness. And the time of possession game is one we love, and win on special teams as well is a good plan toward winning football. And we know we've got the recipe to get it done. It's a matter of executing here at Brandon Valley, at home. 6:30 start. I think there's going to be some TV coverage, a little more than usual.
All right.
That's cool to have, just kids just celebrated. And, it's one of the best things a kid can do is contribute to a winning team.
Matt Christensen on tonight. I asked my audience, who are you picking? Brandon Valley or Sioux Falls Lincoln? I had a little fun here, Coach. Okay. I said, who are you picking? 63% picking Lincoln, 37% picking Brandon Valley. So you like the underdog role. Are you the underdog?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll take that. We did get beat in the Dome last year, and that still stings after winning 11 straight games last season. And we just didn't do it. We didn't win the small games within a game kind of thing, and those stacked up, and we got beat by a great team. And but they don't get to bring any points from that game. We don't get to bring any points from any other game either. It's just that one night, and we know that anything can happen, and we try to make it happen ourselves, and not rely on any other circumstance we can't control. Just make sure we block and tackle with as much toughness as we possibly can exert. Yeah.
Do you like your physical matchup against them up front? You're strong up front. Do you like that? Your advantage?
Yeah, our offensive line's an engine for sure, and they're all seniors. They're all big. They're all mean, and they love getting it done. So definitely we like our physical matchup against anybody. And Hudson Parliament's the leader of that, and a couple Hawkeye coaches are going to be at the game Friday night, kind of seeing the talent and seeing what kind of action they can take in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Hudson Parliament ask to get the ball and score a little bit? You threw in the jumbo package like he wants to score too. You did that against Central.
We did, yeah, and they did a really nice job of stuffing him. Yeah, he was going to angle right a little bit, didn't get it done, but we had a good time. We just want to keep it fresh and interesting for the kids, and make sure we just do that and enjoy the game, not disrespect anything or anyone, but play hard and try to maximize his talent. He's 325 pounds and strong, and he's done so much blocking for other people who carry the ball that it was just kind of fun to do that with him.
Now, I wasn't a great player, but I played linebacker, and I wouldn't have been stuffing that. I know that for sure on Friday night. By the way, Lincoln coach Schaefer, he's good. I've had coaches tell me maybe the best they've seen. I mean, that's a high praise there. What makes it hard about facing Schaefer at QB?
Yeah, speed and vision and arm strength and arm talent and touch and just the pre-snap knowledge and he's a problem. But we've got good plans for his strengths, and we're hoping to make sure we cover areas of the field that are intelligent and be in good spots for things, and when it's there, when a play needs to get made, make it, and just make sure we play smart at all times and play with good pace too.
Are there some other AAA teams here that feel like they're in the mix? I mean, Washington had them. Washington's coming along. They got some guys back from injury. Harrisburg's lurking there. Is AAA, still have some parity?
Definitely. Yep, Jefferson's a great team. They've got talent all over the field. Harrisburg has some really special players and, good coaching, and we know the coaching's terrific. And Washington, no question, big, strong, talented kids all over the field, and they know what they're doing as well. And, for sure, there's some teams that cause us issues. O'Gorman can beat anybody. Yeah, they run such difficult schemes and talent all over the place. And quickness and just good tacklers. A lot of these teams too, where it's hard to make big plays and hard to make explosive situations. And you bet, I love that, and I love the challenge, and I love having a good team that can compete with those teams.
The teams, there's some teams to watch in AAA, but two teams this week. It's Lincoln against Brandon Valley. It'll be on Midwest Sports Plus. Matt Christensen, the head coach. Brandon Valley, they're undefeated. It's a big game to watch this week. Coach, thanks for coming on. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it, Nate. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Matt Christensen on tonight on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show with the Brandon Valley head coach, Matt Christensen, doing a great job. That program's humming. They're rolling. Can they take down Lincoln? It's a big game to watch. We'll make our picks tomorrow. I asked you for your picks tonight. 63% of the audience has picked Lincoln. Brown's best. Our high school football picks. We'll make it our game of the week tomorrow. Coming right back, who's hot and who's not on the Nate Brown Show. Little glimpse inside my life today. And it's in a who's not? That's not good. Coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
We're talking with Rihanna Wickett at Elevate Performance Physical Therapy for another Elevate Performance Health Minute. Rihanna, as we all get older, one of the most common injuries, pains, back pain.
We see it every day.
There's a lot of things that can cause it, right?
Absolutely. There's a multitude of different things that can cause back pain, whether that's strength or something that you did, you tweaked it. So it's really important that we get you looked at and figure out what's actually causing that, because so many things can cause the different types of back pain.
Okay, so what's interesting about it, you could have pain in the back, but then there's also a problem with your back, and now that turns into sciatica.
Yeah, sciatica, it tends to come down through the buttock into the leg, and back pain generally just stays right within the back. You might have something traveling, numbness and tingling, pain shooting down past the knee even, all the way to the foot. We definitely want to get that taken care of sooner than later.
Back pain relief, sciatica relief. Get started at elevateperformancesd.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows dip down to about 55 tonight under mainly clear skies. Westerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 87 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Lows dip down to about 60 tomorrow night. Mainly sunny Friday with a high of 91. 71 thunderstorms likely Saturday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 75 degrees.
Hanging with Brian from Anytime Auto Sales. I see new models of stand-up and teardrop campers on your lot.
Yes, you do. We're proud to feature the new SGC Armor line of campers from Bontrager Outdoors. Bang for the buck, there's just nothing out there like these new super cool Armor campers and Bontrager teardrops.
And the suspension these campers have? Wow, so impressive.
All our campers come standard with the off-road package. Bontrager and Armor just ramped boondocking up another notch. And right now, you'll get the best price all year on these 2026 ultra-light, ultra-beefy, option-loaded campers and teardrops.
You gotta check out these new look campers, people. The new designs are fantastic, and so many options for their size.
And so many options for towing. No need for a diesel or a big truck. These only weigh around 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, so they can be towed by almost any rig.
Check out these new 2026 Bontrager and SGC Armor campers, everyone. See anytime.com, and as always, at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk.
All right, let's do this. Who's hot and who's not every night at this time? Brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, also in Brandon, and 2 locations in Rapid City. The Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Who's hot and who's not on the Nate Brown Show tonight. In my Who's Hot category, it has come to fruition. Rapid City's Becky Hammond taking on Sioux Falls' Nate Tibbetts in the WNBA Finals. I mean, that's something. I was throwing it out this week like, hey, heads up, they're close. And the Aces won last night in overtime. I watched the end of that. Probably shouldn't have, but stayed up late. Aces win. Becky Hammond against Nate Tibbetts, and I'm rooting for Becky Hammond and the Aces all the way. Becky Hammond and the Aces all the way. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category, I had my annual physical today. I promised my family I'd do this every year and make sure I'm good to go. I would rate it an 8 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10 like some guy said, but an 8 out of 10. And an 8 out of 10 at your physical, it's okay, but it means there's a couple of things I got to work on. So I would have liked to get it at 10 out of 10. But 8 out of 10, I'll leave it at that. But just so you know, I'll still be here. Ready to rock and roll, okay? By the way, get a checkup. You're a guy, you don't want to do it, get a checkup. It's the PSA from the Nate Brown Show. The podcast going up right now. See you tomorrow.
Football season is back, and no matter which home team you root for,